Hi. So today we are going to talk a little bit about the journey that is going through university. Usually, dental university takes us 5 years to become a general dentist. And how should we take advantage from these 5 years? How should we go in these 5 years? Well, basically, if you are in the university, or if you're going to start, or if you already finish university, please do a flashback and go over these 5 years and see how you can take the best advantage from them. So basically, when we start our first year, this is the year where we basically start to explore. You have in terms of what you're going to learn, you have the basics, the fundamentals of medicine, like human anatomy, cellular biology. Well, basically, it's when you start to explore and you enter the world of more specificity than when you had in high school. Now, it's important, of course, to go to classes, but this is a whole new world that you should explore. So you should start to basically to see where you can have a good network, which means that you start by joining, for example, some sports classes. Like you can join the volleyball team. I did all the sports there was possible: volleyball team, the basketball, the football, all these teams. Sports is very, very good for you to get along with the people from other years, so you can for them actually to start to share some of the knowledge with you, share the writings, the classes, how to study, how to go to these classes. It's important to go to this class. So there are several ways how you can start getting along with people from the other years. Sports is one of them. Another is, for example, through music. You have these groups. Journals is also another way. So find the way that you see that it's possible for you to start working on your network. Another thing is the parties. Don't miss the parties. Don't miss all the parties that are organized. This is also a very good way to get into the networking, but this does not mean that you should skip classes. So this is a complete new year for you. It's a year that you should start to explore, which leads us then to the second and third years. Second and third years are years where you start to research and to basically to identify. You have a transition between the basics and almost a jumping into what's going to be afterwards your clinical years. So you have here an opportunity to start actually seeing what are the areas that you are enjoying more in dentistry. You are going to start in third year to have some hands-on, some preclinic hands-on approach. So you start to feel if this is exactly what you desire and if it fulfills you to do this kind of handwork. This is the time where you can also start growing your network in terms of mentoring. To have mentors is important, and maybe these years, the second and third year, are years that you can maybe ask one of your professors or someone that you know that is already a dentist if you can go to his office once a week, start to help in the appointments. And this is also a good way for you to start actually knowing if which subject you like more, and start to put into all the theoretical concepts that you have into actually practical ones, and see how things are done in the dental office. So continue to establish your network through continue doing sports, some leisure things. You can maybe start doing now, joining the Dental Students Association. This is also very beneficial. And which leads us to the 4th and 5th year. The 4th and 5th year is basically when you gain experience. The 4th year you start to gain experience because it's your first clinical year. Basically, you start to treat your patients, and you have to be conscious that you are treating people. Could be my mother, it could be your grandmother. So you have to be aware that you are treating people. So you have to be 100% prepared to treat them. And this is very, very important because your teachers are there to teach you and to guide you. But you have to put all the theory that you have into practice. So enjoy it, and make sure that before you treat a patient, you know exactly what you are going to do to them, that you have reviewed the concepts, and basically before you start, read very well the clinical file from the patient. So come to classes a little bit earlier, take time to do this, because it's worth, and your patients, they deserve this. The 5th year is your last year, so it will be the year where you start to implement everything that you have learned. You are some months away from being completely autonomous, so to say, and basically always try to discuss all the procedures before the treatment. And it's important that if you have any doubts, don't put these doubts in front of the patient. You have to be 100% confident when you are treating the patients. If you have any doubts, you go away from the patient, talk to your teacher, and share the doubts that you have, and they will guide you for sure. So by this time you probably already know your major areas of interest, and you probably get along better with some of the teachers. Some of them can be your mentors in the futures, or can be your guidance, can guide you in the future. So it's very important that you establish a good networking, not only with your peers, but with your colleagues, but also with your teachers. So this is very important. By this time, the last year, it's important that you also start to try to organize dental congresses, Dental Students Congress, for example, so that you start to be aware of the brands that you are using, which ones you like, start to get contact with the dental industry. This will be very, very important for the future, because these brands, the brands that you enjoy more to use, are the brands that you are going to use actually in the future. So start to follow these brands on social media. Start looking also for complementary education. These brands can also help you, giving you extra education by the use of some products. So now it's the time that you should come to the end of the university, so to say, through all this pathway. And this is the time where you grab your journal, and you are going to basically think about the pathway that has been university, or how do you want the pathway in the university to be. Now, think about the different grades, and I would like you to write down which are the areas of interest that you have in the dental field. So this is the first questions. Second question, who are the people that you admire in these different areas, the areas that you like more? Third question is that the people that you admire, do you have direct contact with them? Could they serve you? Could they be your mentors? Could they guide you somehow? If they can, who can be your mentor? Who can guide you? Who can help you to become a better dentist in the fields that you love more? And the fourth question is, in the university, which brands did you had contact with, and with which brands did you like to work? Which are the brands that you prefer more than others, and why? Good. So after you have these questions answered, this is important for you to have the guidance how to proceed. Because in relationship with the areas of interest, maybe you should focus on these areas and become more specialized. Because second, with the mentors and the guidance that you have, maybe you should talk to them and ask them for exactly this, to guide you how you should proceed, if they can give you some hints about the future and how they can help you. Third, in terms of the brands that you that you like, that you enjoy, follow them on the digital networking. See if they have any courses announced which you could jump in and you could do, and try to follow them and get direct contact with the salesperson from these brands. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it.